to do last game, the Furion can convert on that a lot easier, right? He shoves the waves in, he can take the Greed farm while still joining the fights, he can give them a Roshan, he can give them some of these tier 2s on the split push, and he can scale with the physical damage a little bit better. So they have that a lot more going for them in that regards, which I like. If they're still going to commit to the skirmish style, you know, that's a play style they're committing to. If you believe in it, you go for it. I can respect it. But I think in theory, this game becomes very hard if Sand King Bat get the items that allow them to play the map, because there's just nothing stopping this Bat and Sand King running at your Furion or running at your Wind Ranger, stunning, shackling them, pulling them into the damage.
Yeah.
Io can even help play the map on that Bat as well. And I mean, honestly, this looks like a miserable Wyvern game to play. And I don't think Wyvern functions that well in the games where he's very sad. Like,
yeah,
Liquid's lineup has so much hybrid or magical damage that can come out, even scaling magical damage. They have no heroes that are going to kill each other in a Wyvern ult. The Embrace does not feel impactful here, so it's pretty much for this Arctic Burn in the slow, which can be powerful. But this is, again, I'm going to look for BetBoom to get out very quick here, try and run this early game over and build a lead to where this Furion can compound it, unlike last game, and really push them into that mid game.
Well, if anybody can figure out how to be able to make a good Wyvern game out of a bad setup, it's got to be Sineko. Easily one of the most prolific Winter Wyvern gamers out there. I believe it's his 4th most played hero, so let's see. See if he can manage to make it work. We did have a little bit of back and forth, in case you guys missed that, between the players. Everybody was giving their good lucks, and then Dahak said, because Enjoyer's here? And Insania said he's a Dahak enjoyer, so a little bit of cute back and forth between these two teams, but now it's time to get deadly serious, as after all, BetBoom, elimination on the line here for them in the Stockholm Major if they lose either one of these next 2 games. So, see how they do. Lanes being all important, it sounds like, both from you as well as the panel. I mean, BetBoom, they have to get off to a great start, right?
I think so. Maybe you can get away with early waves being rough, but at some point, you got to kick it up a notch. Especially this Sky Mars lane. The problem is Io is just a hard hero to abuse on lane, and so is this mid lane matchup. Like, these are 2 lanes where I don't see Wind Ranger abusing this Bat. It's a very tough one-on-one in general. No Dispel, no real way to solo kill him to skew it back. At the same time, Sand King pretty favorable versus Furion over the long run if you don't get zoned off the first wave, which didn't happen.
Okay.
And here you have a Skywrath. He's trying to harass into an Io lane where they might get a cheeky kill at some point, but overall, I think Isle's going to be able to sustain through this.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's not going to be easy all around. You could see he's got double salves, still 2 more Tankos to burn through, so he's well aware that he's going to have to play a bit of a regen game here, and as long as he stays topped up, then the Sky Mars kill combo may never come to fruition. But all eyes on this man down here, Dahak, Nature's Prophet. It's been a big winner for BetBoom throughout the group stage. It does seem like they, in some ways, are getting a bit figured out, but this has probably been their most potent strategy so far.
For sure, and I think the fact this hero can play fast and convert on their skirmish power is why I think they're the only team left that has confidence in this still. I feel a lot of people lost it at some point on the way.
Yeah, I mean, so, Team Liquid was one of those teams that did try that, right? And,
so that says something,
alongside
right?
half the carry pool for Matama Man, so maybe that says something different.
Quite possibly. And maybe the Hawk's just willing to go down with the Titanic, so to say, you know? Ride or die with his boy Nature's Prophet.
Good spear. Insania does have some regen. He's going to start pumping in. And Matama Man.
This Mars Sky is usually a very potent lane. But again, I feel like Io is one of the few supports I would not feel amazingly confident playing into just because of how much he can get his core through that early game.
Yeah. And on top of that, you're a tanky range hero, dare I say. Like, Razor's actually got some decent stats. He's not going to be close enough for a God's Rebuke most of the time, so they're not even going to get the full firepower a lot of times out of this duo. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Let's see once that Nature's Prophet is level 6 and we get the arena up on the Mars as well. We can definitely have some big rotations coming in. I mean, that Nature's Wrath is pretty insane, so it's feels like that's really what it's going to come down to, is these side lanes hitting their ultimates.
Definitely could turn around some of these matchups. That timing, though, is dependent on XP for the Prophet, right? And that's also the downside of this Wyvern Prophet lane is Wyvern is not a hero you can sacrifice XP on. Ideally, you even want to abuse pulls here. The one route they can gain some extra XP is kills, but their lane isn't really a crazy kill lane.
Yeah.
So as long as Boxy helps control the equilibrium for Zai and control the pulls, which is what they're doing, it's going to be hard for Dahak to get a super early 6 as much as he would like. But that turnaround potential top is something to look for. That is probably the biggest move they can make, that either the Furion ult or the Furion ult and TP into that top lane for the Razor kill, into trying to abuse the tower push, get a Mars to level 6 if the Razor comes back. I mean, it sounds like a lot of detail, but these are the kind of things you kind of need to go your way in this early game, I feel. Well, this is one way to do it, too.
Io, not around. Now is going to tether over. Let's see if they can actually get out of here. The last nuke is going to be just enough. Force Major finally manages to force that first blood, and BetBoom, I mean, just in time, too. It felt like they were in need of some plays here. Nice cookie from Boxy. They're going to get a bit more damage on Snako before he flies away into the trees.
It's a huge kill, and Dahak, he was pump faking the TP bottom, so he was ready to join and convert on that Razor kill as well.
Yeah.
And this is the point of weakness for Liquid's lineup, in my opinion, in this early game. It's where BetBoom have to attack. I don't think this bat is attackable on mid, and killing Sand King does not progress the game. So if you're BetBoom, the name of the game is kill Matoma as much as you can in this early game. Off the arena, off the Fury on TP, abuse the burst damage you have.
Yeah, I mean, if they can set some of these lanes back, they've already blocked out some of the neutral camps. They blocked out the hard camp to make sure Sand King doesn't get to be able to farm back through that way. They blocked out the easy camp for that Bat Rider who's going to be using it a lot of times. So they've slowed down the farm of the other two lanes. Now if they could just keep Matamba Man down, who's once again is going to be speared back after he attempts the static link.
He's taking a decent amount of chip here. The more they can chip this lane, it also will potentially set up for those numbers rotations if they can get them.
Arl, he has his level 6. He's hoping to secure a power rune here. Force Major joining him, playing the 50-50. Actually, not even the 50-50, because they actually had Sineko on the other side of things. Trying to get that, so was Boxy. They get an illusion rune, which is nice. I mean, that comes with a free dispel playing against the Bat Rider, so that may come in handy.
This Bat Rider, he can do a lot of work in this game, especially with his support combinations. This IO back goes back a couple patches now with the new spell amp this hero gives.
Oh, yeah.
Extra move speed, extra spell amp just turns this hero into an absolute monster, especially when you can get fast levels off mid with the early bots. Mickey is looking to rotate bottom, so preemptively shut down this Prophet so he can't make any move of his own.
And he's already caught him with the last. He'll pull back into multiple stuns from Liquid. In fact, Zai even tries to convert and get the extra stun out of Force Major, but instead puts himself too far forward and does trade out his life. Mickey, the first successful rotation from him, returns back to the mid lane to keep farming.
I think Liquid will take that trade though. This is another time period where this Furion can't get to his ult, and he doesn't get to play the aggressor, make the move, progress the game style that BetBoom wants to come out here. Now he's TPing mid, he's still level 5. No lasso, no mana on Mickey, so this is a decent tower push.
Notice comes over as well. They are really securing this one. An early 4-man mid at 7.5 minutes. Not trying to time it with a siege wagon or anything, just okay. Well, that's the start of something for BetBoom. Current record 6 minutes. Was that also set by BetBoom? I have to imagine it was.
Probably, I mean,
the way they've been playing. Either way, well ahead of the average tempo here set by BetBoom, and they'll get back to their side lanes in time to catch this creep wave coming in.
It's a nice tower take, abusing the longer CD on this Bat Rider. Zai even TP'd mid, but too little too late. And this is going to be another game where they're going to get these tier 1s down early, and then it's going to be a question of can they vert on it better than last game.
Right. Especially since you know Team Liquid's going to be splitting them up a bunch. They've got both an IO as well as a Boots of Travel hero in the Bat Rider. So, like, they're going to split you up as much as humanly possible.
All the game, get to your timings.
Yeah.
They would love to have a similar thing happen last game where they can get to their BKBs or early items and just cruise through the team fights.
Zai caught by the shackle shot, interrupted though. Boxy.
Nice cookie.
Oh, the turn actually, but the Nature's Wrath is just enough. Dahak saves him with a big burst of damage on Zai to finish him off, and then the win run allowing The bit of damage coming from Boxy to be totally disregarded.
Necro ain't gonna do that. I'll tell you that much. That is the big difference. Like, you can see how BetBoom wants to play. This is why they have so much confidence in this Furion. He can make that play bottom, help them skirmish, and be instantly back into mid to keep the farm rate up, so they're not getting too punished for making these moves.
Yeah.
Almost a nice turnaround, but that Furion.
And as we saw, it was indeed BetBoom in their match against Thunder Predator. Thunder Awaken. Unsurprising that it happens in the match with probably the two fastest tempo teams at this major. 4-1, BetBoom, slight net worth lead, but we also saw how that happened last game. So as you said, they're probably going to be taking some early towers. The big question is how they're going to be able to convert from taking those early towers and actually securing, kills and further map control that shuts down Liquid, as opposed to just letting them have their way with farm like it happened last game. Laurel?
This is a 10-minute rune. Both teams won.
Oh, what an ankle. Somehow that actually hits the Bat Rider, and a shackle shot that potentially sets up for a kill onto this Bat, as they're going to have a hefty amount of damage coming in once again from that Nature's Rat. Hawk keeps on canceling his ultimate. What a curse. That's going to pull the Bat Rider into a Doom position. The spear damage actually dodged. The winner's curse was still up, but it didn't matter. Full team of BetBoom here to secure those 2 kills. And just a slight move across the river from Liquid, immediately punished.
That rune even got denied by the Hawk there, so Mickey not even getting the iron price paid. I mean, that Wyvern ult was right on the edge. Let me tell you that.
Oh, yeah, that was perfect.
That is a very difficult spell to hit when you're a Brown Boots Wyvern just walking into these early fights. So we were talking, this is a difficult Wyvern game, but you can have impact like that. An amazing, I mean, I'm not even sure that shackle should have hit either. That was an angle right there.
Insane. And that immediately.
Furion bounce with that spell amp off that Skywrath silence.
Oh, yeah. That just blew up the Snapfire, did a ton of damage to the Bat Rider. Back inside the game, though, Matumba Man's going to be in some trouble here. He's stolen some damage away from the Mars. Oh, Laurel didn't actually want to keep committing there. Doesn't get the kill on the Razor. Now it's Sineko who may end up dying here, as Zion's going to catch up to him. 3 levels of the Burrow Strike is enough to nail that one. Team Liquid this time, a bit of aggression seems to be poking out from both sides, but both Liquid and BetBoom ready to go with the defenses.
BetBoom doing a decent job of forcing some rotations out, backing off, not overextending. But those are kind of fights they'd like to convert on.
Oh, this would be really, really good.
Really nice kill.
Silence, the Hawk.
Out of mana, though.
Yeah, they're going to need the Hawk here, I think. Just a little bit of extra damage, and he's there. Actually secures the last hit.
He's rushing Desolator.
Yeah, he is. What do you think about that?
This is a man's build right here, I'll tell you that much.
Much better than the Meteor Hammer last game?
No, I like this, because if you're going to play this tempo, just go in, commit to it, itemize for it. This is going to destroy some of these Liquid heroes in the early fights. Who's building armor on this lineup?
I mean, you were literally saying the Meteor Hammer just isn't a good pushing item anymore. And
that item's not a good item, I'll tell you that much.
Well, you made a point of the lack of building damage that it does, and you said, I'd much rather just have a Deso when it comes to pushing towers. Well, now you're going to get just that.
I like this a lot more. This is kind of abusing these like semi-carry route Liquid's taken. Because again, there isn't some high agi hero that's naturally going to have a huge amount of armor in this game. So it's going to amp up their damage a lot. It's going to help the Mars DPS in the fight.
Sure.
The Ranger DPS. And even Force Major, he maxes Ancient Steel. We saw in some of those earlier fights, this is an insane amount of burst that can come out. The Furion ult's going to bounce through. You get hit by some random power shot. It's not like he needs some crazy stun to land his ult this game. Whoever gets Ancient Sealed in focus before BKB is going to have a rough time.
Yeah.
And that's, I guess, on Zai. He's the only one who wants to go in and tank spells.
Shots coming in. Laurel in some trouble. Once again, just a much easier kill combination. Good Winner's Curse, though, if they can get the units coming in. BetBoom on the other side. The Arena's going to be able to land with the Spear, and they should be able to finish up at least one side. Does manage to get a really good Epicenter Burrow Strike. Looking to be able to finish off Force Major. If he can get this hit, the pop goes off. Notice takes a bunch of damage as a result. Matumba Man closed in from behind, though. Finished off the Winter Wyvern. It almost... Oh, the Spear from the side. Notice catches him out.
That was the Desolator as well. Seneko just freezes himself during the entire link. I thought he was going to get killed on the back end, but this Razor's not doing enough damage.
Yeah.
Suddenly, Liquid might even feed their Sand King on the back end.
Yep. Spear into Shackle. He is done.
All right. BetBoom picking up the pace here. This game is pretty close net worth-wise, but they're starting to gain some momentum. The more you bleed away some of these early fights before you can get to your big items, the happier BetBoom's going to be, especially Dahak when he commits for something like this. Now, this is what we didn't see last game, right? This is the power of Desolator over Meteor Hammer.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Some actual objective taken here for BetBoom. Much bigger difference. The 15-minute mark last game and the 15-minute mark this game. I mean, this was kind of the start of BetBoom getting stalled out, not really knowing what to do. Here, they've got clear objectives in mind.
And it's the way they're playing the map. Even during that, they were smoked up on Noticed and Force Major, looking for any potential freebies they can get on top of that.
Yeah.
Last game, we saw a lot of 5-man, a lot of clumping from BetBoom early, trying to force some tier 2 that, even if you get it, what does it do for you?
Yeah.
This game feels like they're a lot more natural in terms of how they want to play the map, not getting out-farmed, using the kills to build a lead off of. That's the important part, right? Getting kills in Dota doesn't do a lot for you if you can't turn it into more.
Sure.
I feel like that's what kind of happened last game. They got stalled out. This game, the NP will help do that naturally, but feels like just a bit smoother for them. On the flip side, Liquid, they are trying to get to this Batrider BKB, and Sai picked up his Blink.
Yeah, I thought maybe they would smoke up just because they did hit that blink timing, but as you said, it seems like they really want to focus on perhaps the next round of times, or maybe they just want to try and take down this bottom tier 1 tower, force a reaction from BetBoom. Mickey is going to TP up the top, sees the Nature's Prophet push coming in.
Mickey, he kind of wants to fight on this great observer they have. Liquid doesn't want to join him at the moment. I think Matumba feels this tier 1 needs to go down pretty soon so they can open up the map.
Yeah.
Again, they're playing an IO lineup with a bot's bat. All 3 tier 1s are still up for BetBoom here, and Seneco's just being so annoying on this Wyvern with the defense. You have to kick this guy out, I feel.
Yeah, and bring just one more hero member. Matumba Man trying to scout for him. Mickey did get ahead of the push at top lane and burn some of those creeps down. But they're having a hard time. Just a single Wyvern and the threat of more.
I mean, this is a spooky dive, right?
Yeah, it is.
The Nature's Prophet will join automatically off the bat. The Wind Ranger still has Aegis to TP in. And Mars and Wyvern love to fight these defensive fights.
Mass TP's coming in. Shackle shot not going to latch. Instania playing
damage.
very far back, but they're going to fully commit. The double damage allowing them to rip apart Matumba Man, and they could not get the relocate save in time. So now Instania, he might die as well. They're going to chase back any allies away and surround this IO. So that's going to be 2. Good pickup for BetBoom. A nice defensive rotation, keeping that safe lane tower alive. And do you think Matumba Man's right if he's saying that? And he's like, we need to take this safe lane tower? Like, how much of a problem does this pose Team Liquid?
I guarantee you he's feeling it. They have 3 cores who all want to be able to shove waves and farms, split BetBoom up so they can find the pickoffs. If all 3 tier 1s are up, it just makes it so hard to do that. It makes it harder to invade the jungle areas. I think that was the call, but...
Oh, your courier! No!
Careful there, Matumba.
Those Greater Treants, they hit pretty hard. Gotta be careful. Speaking of, he does have that shard, so then now you're going to start seeing tier 2s being chipped away by Dahak constantly.
He's having a great game here. And we're also seeing this Laurel Wind Ranger starting to pick up speed. He's having a quietly good game, 5-1-5.
Yeah.
How fast that Razor melted in that last fight. Part of that was the double damage, but this is not an easy hero for Razor to interact with at this portion of the game. Wind Ranger, he's kind of this anti-carry hero in some ways. As long as he can keep on you, have his spells going, not a lot of cores man-fight him. That's the strength of this hero, in my opinion. So, something to think about. It's kind of Mickey's job to isolate this Batrider, take him out of the fight so Matumba can enter.
Yeah.
But if that doesn't happen, if the script is flipped, who's going to deal the physical damage for Liquid in those fights?
AC's second item for Matumba Man is they're going to go right back to trying to push that bottom lane. It's low enough that Just a bit of a presence would be enough to take it, but you could see how skittish they are. They really are just respecting the possibility of BetBoom showing up at any time. Of course, we know that BetBoom's actually on the opposite side of the map primarily. Seneko defending and pushing mid back in.
Liquid just doesn't know where they are right now. They're worried about a smoke, worried about the bottom fight, and I think even around mid, Zai playing super hesitant here.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's extremely conservative approach from Team Liquid. Do you think that is something specifically to deal with BetBoom's ideas of the game? I mean, it seemed like they were pretty conservative last game as well, and just kind of saying, okay, BetBoom's lineup is going to spiral out eventually.
I don't think this is the same game as last game, though. I think last game they had a lot of wiggle room to just play it slow, play for their items, feel okay. I don't think that's the case this game. I think this Wind Ranger Prophet are going to pose much more of a scale problem, especially for Matumba to enter these fights. He feels pressure to get second item Assault Kuros in this game just to deal with the physical burst that can come out.
Yeah.
So this is a situation where if BetBoom ever get the jump, you better hope that reload save comes out fast.
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially with the burst damage that they can lay down. This Wrath of Nature can do insane amounts of damage. When it's level 2 and he's got the talent, the last tick does 900 damage. Obviously, the chance of you getting on the last tick are maybe low, but still, the high numbers that are able to be put out combined with, like, the Ancient Seal, that amplification of damage as well, it's pretty far off the charts. I mean, I feel like a lot of these heroes are just going to get near one shot if they're left in that exact conundrum. So, BKB complete now for Tahawk, so he can be a lot more aggressive with his Deso BKB buildup.
Looks like BetBoom want to make a move soon here. Both teams pretty scared here, honestly. Matumba's behind his tier 2, not even hitting creeps. I don't think Zai has touched a creep for almost 3 or 4 minutes here, just playing off the map. Usually Furion wins these types of map trades though, because, I mean, Tahawk's just been hitting Ancients this whole time.
Yeah, he has. Throwing Treants occasionally around, but other than that. And yeah, I mean, I've been watching the vision between these two teams. They haven't seen each other at all in these last few minutes.
Now here's Liquid smoked their own jungle, found nothing. BetBoom's going to smoke them their own. They have a full Lotus on Noticed, BKB on Wind Ranger, and BKB into Hawk. This is a very nice item timing in terms of making their cores a lot more sustainable in the fight. They're going straight triangle.
Yeah, they know somebody has to deal with the top lane push, right? So they're like, okay, anybody that we catch in this triangle is probably dead. Nobody's home. Wyvern kind of showing himself that Splinter Blast push because Team Liquid was looking at that mid lane. So they know their triangle's being occupied. They're going to play the other side of things. But still, as you said, I mean, BetBoom, they've got to be feeling good about just the amount of farm that they're getting out of the map.
I do feel like this is the period where Liquid wishes they were a little farther ahead so this bat could be chasing people down on the lanes.
Yeah.
Instead, they're going to just have to kind of group up and take the fight head on. Then it's going to come down to who jumps who, and you know, if somebody doesn't get their BKB off in time, who gets a free fight? The Hawk's never going to get jumped because he can always come in last.
We're about to find out. This Winter Wyvern is actually sitting on the high ground with a Blink Dagger.
This is a hard hill to run up.
Oh, yes, it is. And that's maybe why Liquid are going to go all the way around here. And this may catch BetBoom by surprise if they do a full circle around. Seneco's looking around. He's like...
There's a Blink.
Yeah, he's
just ulting.
And they actually spot him. The Snapfire is going to try and lay him down. They do actually hit him with a couple globs, and that's going to be enough. They recognize how important Seneko is to the team fight of BetBoom, so they make concerted effort to be able to catch him out. And as a result, they'll be able to get the mid tower as well.
Imagine he made that play a few seconds earlier. Probably would have resulted in some crazy team fight.
Yeah.
Instead, ships in the night. BetBoom still want to fight on mid. They're smoked again.
They are. They're going to blink forward. Spear, not going to land. BKB goes off first, but the Lotus Orb does bounce back that static link, so Matumba Man's not going to feel very good about this situation. Plus, they use the relocate. You could see Insania, his instant reaction to the initiation. Didn't look great now, but he is trying to prep for that burst damage you were talking about.
I mean, you have to. If you don't press it instantly.
Oh, look at this mass rotation.
They have a Wyvern ult.
Mickey, he doesn't have a TP for 22 seconds, so
Firefly's out too.
I don't think there's any way out of this one for him. He is going to be caught in the corner. He knows it too. Nice read by BetBoom.
What a very interesting game. It feels like BetBoom is the one hunting Liquid on the lanes, whereas I thought it would have been the other way around.
Yeah.
And even this rushed blink on the Winter Wyvern by Seneko does a lot of things because it means he can space the fights or even these types of ganks properly, and suddenly this Winter's Curse, you can't rat the lanes and BKB TP out anymore.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get blink cursed, and then all of a sudden you're dead off it. It guarantees a shackle. So suddenly, this map's getting a bit difficult for Liquid to play almost.
Yeah, very much is.
Second Roshan. This is your big shard to somebody. Who do you give it to?
It looks like a freebie to me.
Give it to the Skywrath, everybody's favorite.
The shield of the Scion. I'm going to say, you know, an upgraded spear is not too bad when you've got Io specifically. I think the chance of you hitting a two-man spear not bad, but if they're trying to catch heroes, Gale Force is also pretty nice.
I could see double spear because you have that Winter's Curse, though, if you ever lock multiple heroes.
Oh, they give it to Seneko instead.
The Hawk's just TPing in here.
He really is, and he's going to be TPing right into all these heroes. They already have the pullback in lasso. Matumba Man's going to be able to start getting some static link. The Hawk turns around, does what damage he can, but even with Laurel helping him, they don't stand a chance. The Arena goes out, blocking out the Razor at least, so Wind Ranger is able to reset, but Notice has to give his life to be able to save his mid laner. That's going to be 3 down on the side of BetBoom. They get the Aegis out in the hands of Laurel, but the team fight does not feel good.
That's one way to not have a blink on your Bat Rider. Just have that carry TP right in front of your face. Does the work for him.
Yeah, I guess so.
Just an unlucky teleport from Dahak, misreading where Liquid were on the map, and a nice smoke play to that triangle. Would have been a very interesting fight because
he doesn't have BKB on Wind Ranger. They are immediately going to pounce on him here. The relocate's coming in. They're actually going to try and punish and save Mickey's life, and they do. Insania immediately drop the tether, pass it over to Mickey. So he heals Mickey up, and they get the kill on Force Major as well. Liquid, I thought it was a nice move from BetBoom, but it seems Liquid was one step ahead.
That's going to hurt a lot of BetBoom's momentum. Every time they wanted this Aegis, they wanted to be the ones who were aggressively playing the map.
Yeah.
Suddenly they lose a huge chunk of time here. Not to mention all that gold that went Matumba's way off the back of those kills. It's almost up to Refresher here. Blink on Mickey, Haste Rune to top it off. These team fights are getting a little precarious here. It's really going to come down to who jumps who now.
Yeah, and well, when you've got a Sand King Bat Rider, it does feel like that initiation is to the advantage of Liquid, but then you've got the counter initiation of Seneko with his own Blink Dagger on the Winter's Curse. So it feels like in a way they're kind of dead even in that regard.
Really might come down to how fast Seneko can pull the trigger on that counter initiation.
Yeah, certainly.
At the same time, it's also a question of how early does Liquid pop their BKBs when they commit in on a lasso or burrow strike so that ult doesn't have effect. If you get caught, it can be a disaster, but if Liquid just mass BKBs and runs in, they preemptively understand it.
Also, one more save and kind of an initiation tool. Not going to be used as much, but Boxy does have the Aghanim Scepter. So look for that save at some point.
Yeah, just chuck your Razor in, you know?
Yeah, just throw it. He can be an initiator too.
I mean, we saw Dahak, he just went in. You know, just put
True.
your Matumba in.
I feel like maybe you learned from his mistakes, though. BetBoom, once again, occupying that triangle area, really hoping that Liquid walks into them at some point, makes their initiation for the team fight easy. Sadly, does not happen. Team Liquid playing around their own vision here inside of the Radiant jungle and setting up for perhaps a bit of a poke at the tier 2. BetBoom can do the same for mid. Both teams can opt to try and force a reaction out of the other.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Of course, the Hawk is ready to go wherever.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Liquid definitely feeling a lot more confident now than they were 7 or 8 minutes ago. Especially Matumba, top of that net worth chart. It's the power of this IO Razor. Once you start winning the fights, you get to take over all the farm on the map. This is a hero that definitely uses it well.
Dire's middle tower.
His build-up from Laurel is interesting,
Dire's structures
because it does mean he'll be able to challenge the Razor even more with the Lincolns. But at the same time, it does feel like he's going to be lacking for damage as a result of going BKB and then Lincolns, right?
middle tower has fallen.
Definitely a little bit. I feel like even that last fight, he had a decent ult on Matumba, but he's going to have to power through the IO sustain as well. He's already up to Mech and Holy Locket. It's a lot to chunk through for just a Maelstrom.
Radiant's
Yeah.
bottom tower
I tend to
is under
agree.
attack.
Maybe he feels like he needs it this game, and they're going to play for some ultra late timing, which we've seen them do before with this Furion. So in that sense, it can be good for later on. But for right now, yeah, you're going to lack a little bit of damage. I think BetBoom is gearing up for, you know, the fight 10 minutes from now rather than the 1-from-1.
Yeah. Maybe he thinks he's going to be passing that Lincolns over onto Hawk to try and stop the lasso. I don't know. It feels like...
You still might just lose the man fight, though.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, too. It's just like, okay, yes, you can stop a certain spell, but are you going to be able to win that team fight anyway, especially when a refresher Razor is pushing into Team Liquid, 4-man smoke up, and they're trying to force something now. The Aegis is just about to expire, so they're going to try and catch BetBoom in that timing. But BetBoom is really well set up here on the high ground. Force Major, he's going to break the smoke on a mid-game. Mid-game immediately fireflies and moves back. Does not try and go for a blind initiation.
BetBoom have tried to bait Liquid into going high ground multiple times this game because they understand how necessary the vision is for their team fight.
Yeah, yeah.
Liquid refuses to bite the bait.
Radiant
Rightly so, I think.
Once again, it feels like just a change of play that feels particularly targeted towards BetBoom style, you know?
Potentially. I think Liquid's also one of these teams that they really like fighting on high ground wards, so they also respect it.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably say that about any team nowadays. I mean, who doesn't like high ground wards? They're broken, you know?
After Spirited TI-10, yeah.
But I feel like they're one of these teams who will just sit on the hill forever, you know?
Sure. Well, the Hawk,
He doesn't want to.
apparently he's willing to teleport wherever. He teleports right in front of the high ground, probably one of the most dangerous places to be. Instantly pops his Silver Edge, doesn't actually chase up there yet. He's going to be building for a Scotty next, and now he has that all-important. I mean, I feel like this talent has made Nature's Prophet carry in this patch. The level 20 talent, mostly Sprout leashes, but we've also seen 1 or 2 Sprout mischance against specific heroes. But the leash is obviously probably going to be way more important in this matchup.
Definitely pretty solid.
Doesn't have quite the same oomph, though. Just because we don't have a spirit hero, you know? Biggest hope is he maybe, keeps the Razor from being able to chase down heroes?
I guess so. I mean, ultimately, I think the fight's just going to come down to the man fight more than anything.
Yeah.
If you think something's going to help you in that regard, I could see this mischance potentially having a decent effect later on.
Yeah.
But it's hard to pass up this other talent.
More Lincolns. They're doing everything they can to be able to stop Team Liquid's initiation with the Lasso Burrow. Or maybe they'll be able to stop a static link.
Definitely makes Razor's fight a lot harder, this Lasso a lot harder. What's going to break the Lincolns from Liquid side? They don't really have much, right?
Yeah, it's all very key spells.
Yeah, I mean, you have to Burrow strike someone or Link to break a Lincolns.
Oh my god, he threw the Bat Rider in! He did it!
That's
Mickey!
one way.
He breaks through the Lincolns, but the Lotus Orb counters him. He's just lassoed himself. A leashed up Sand King, not able to go anywhere quite yet. Pops the BKB, hits the Burrow onto the Mars. They do stop a lot of this initiation from Team Liquid, but are still getting overwhelmed. Dahak realizes too, with the rest of the BKB, he teleports away to safety. Honestly, BetBoom, the reaction was good. They still lost a hero, but it could have been a lot worse, I think.
Yeah, I think they should have lost more there if they weren't super quick on the fingers.
Yeah.
Even Seneko, he ults this Razor off the Link in the back. I thought Laurel was dead for sure here.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing to come out.
You could see Matumba Man was a bit skittish about challenging that Wind Ranger initially.
And then he realized, oh, this guy is not doing much to me, actually.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have a damage item past that Maelstrom. So, actually, no, he does now. He's got a Chrysalis, so he's beginning to build up some damage once again. Also, he's got the 20 talent, so that seriously upgrades things as well for the Wind Ranger.
Yep. I still feel like if BetBoom can extend those fights and get to the back end of them after that lasso or initial link are down, they can take those fights at that point.
There's a sneaky attempt at Roshan here from BetBoom, and they do it so quickly. The Deso plus this Focus Fire, they can't get there in time. It's going to be a freebie. An Aghanim Scepter for free as well for the Wind Ranger, who's already going a right-click build. That's going to help him get in and around the Razor quite a bit.
Undispellable Blind.
Yeah.
Oh, he passes it, though. I was about to say, this Ags is nice, but I don't think it's doing much this game.
Yeah, I was looking at it. I was like, wait, it no longer gives 2 charges?
Skywrath Ags, though. This is an Ags that can deal some serious damage in the late game when the BKBs are lower duration. It's a huge amount of net worth injected to the BetBoom side.
Yeah, this is... I don't know, especially the Ags being given over to Skywrath really makes me feel like BetBoom is going to be pretty happy going late game.
Maybe now, yeah. That's the power of this Roshan. Suddenly you just have a random support who is much different than he was in the previous fight.
A breakthrough into the high ground with this smoke. Laurel's going to lead the way with his Lincoln's BKB and an extra life in the Aegis. He's going to challenge anybody from Liquid. They're just trying to catch anybody they can, but Liquid stays one step ahead for now. Insania TP's out. Zai blinks away. BKB Burrow TP. He is being ultra safe about not getting caught here.
And Seneko, he makes the call top. He wants people to TP with him.
Oh, yeah, they're going to make a really fast move. Oh, catch the Razor all by himself. This would be a dream pickup here. Matumba Man not expecting a move this quickly. Pops his BKB as soon as Sprout goes out, but he can't get out of the trees, and that leaves Laurel to be able to lean onto him. The lasso actually stopping some of the damage, but Matumba Man goes down from the last hit that comes out from Dahak, and now they get the ultimate, the curse onto Mickey, leaps into the shackle shot as well. They finish up the Skywrath Mage, but Zai's got to get out of here. A relocate back into play. Insania wanted to be able to tether to his Sand King to safety. Stopped again by Laurel.
Absolutely nasty single target burst coming out from Bet here, and Matumba just getting caught off guard. Super nice call from Seneko to tell his team to commit to this. They all instant TP'd Rainbow style. The Hawk can get there on his own. We saw the multiple Lincolns and Lotus's pop on that fight. Too hard for Mickey to save his team there. And Razor's the worst target Liquid can ever have getting gone on this game because he has all of their sustained damage through the fight.
Yep. And that's going to be a full lane of barracks, if not more. This team can take these buildings very quickly. Focus Fire coming back up in just 3 seconds. So it's looking like 2. What a big win. BetBoom, just an explosive move from them. That's going to net them giant windfall.
They still have Aegis up. They still have Cheese on the Hawk. Full BKB for Notice now. They're just spamming the spheres on this Nature's Prophet. Come at me.
Yeah. All right, that's 2. BetBoom, 14,000 net worth lead, 2 lanes of barracks, Aegis, Cheese, everything going their way. And it all happens in the space of just 5 minutes.
This is a very interesting game and a very interesting lineup that BetBoom put together. Very much in their playstyle. You can see how certain heroes are just super key for what they want to do.
Yeah.
Even this Wyvern. This is a very tough Wyvern game. I'll still stand by that, but it feels like he's had a very decent impact, and it almost just seems like they wanted it for the BKB stall in some of these fights.
Yeah.
Like if he can waste the BKB duration from a core or even 2 and get them to the other side of that hill, then their lineup shines, right?
Yeah.
Especially now with like an Ags on Skywrath. I mean, he's ahead of his Mars.
Mars, who does have a shard himself. They've taken the tier 2 bottom lane, so that opens up the last lane of barracks, and they actually caught Matumba Man's courier in their secret shop. Curious what that had on it, but he's going to be completing a Scotty pretty soon here, so he's about to be, full up 6 slotted.
The Hawk sitting on divine rapier level gold.
I don't know. Don't you, like, from that last situation, do you consider going an answer? Like, Lincoln's... Does it stop Sprout? Why is Man going that? Isn't some of his issue the fact that he can't move in that Sprout?
Just some decent spells to block here. Not sure. I feel like he needs more either survivability or damage. And I don't think Lincoln's is a type of survivability. Like, maybe you can argue Satanic's decent here, because it lets you man fight the team fight longer.
Sure, yeah.
I don't know. I almost feel like he just needs more physical damage.
We'll see. Again, with him going a Blink Dagger as well, it really is all about the initiation. The scan up the high ground, allowing Liquid to get up there. Radiant actually scans as well, and they catch him, but it's not going to be enough to give Force Major the heads up to get out of town. He'll get picked off by Liquid. Small potatoes, though.
Yep.
And time to push out that bottom lane. I mean, that many heroes are going to show on the outposts and stuff. They'll at least get a little bit of ship damage from the Treants.
Once more, BetBoom just defending their high ground wards. It's been the name of the game for them.
Yeah.
This entire series, it feels like. Very stubborn about what they give up. Okay trading a bit of farm if it means they get to hold the part of the map Seneko says they should be holding. Once more, Dahak, he's still sitting on almost 7k gold. So the big question is, what item does he want to try and close this game out? Does he want something like Satanic? Does he want more damage like an AC, Bloodthorn, Nullifier, these types of aggressive items? World's his oyster here.
Any chance he considers like the all-in Divine? Or are you just not necessary?
Oh, we see what type of player you are now, Cap.
I mean, I'm just saying, he demolished that Razor pretty good.
I mean, honestly, if you stack some Lincolns and Lotuses on him, he probably could go Divine, and theoretically it's okay, but
yeah,
I doubt it. You know, I think back in the patch where it had the Pierce and it was a bit more robust of an item.
Yeah, that's true.
You would have seen it, but I think he's happy to just build something more conservative. And
yeah, he just keeps on considering that Scotty and then rethinking it.
He's thinking hard here.
He's got all the time in the world, after all. All right, now he starts committing to it. Buys some of the pieces,
buyback.
Holds on to his buyback, yeah. Very
Tumba wants to preserve his high ground ward.
Yeah, wants to, but may not be able to. As he's going to get kicked out by the 4-man of BetBoom. They deal with the ward. Immediately a push to the other side. Liquid say, okay, you invade the area we wanted to control. We're going to do the same. Take away your vision. But at the same time, while they're playing these games back and forth, that's a tier 3 down. Last lane of barracks are exposed.
The Hawk level 25 took that Treant talent.
Yeah.
These are no joke.
No, they are not.
2,500 HP on the greater Treants. You're going to lose your... This is the other problem for Liquid. 2 racks is down. The last one standing versus Nature's Prophet. You fight outside your base, the Hawk is going to take your base.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, BetBoom get to choose how they fight, how they want to. As long as this Nature's Prophet never gets picked off. Him saving buyback as well might not even guarantee that.
Everybody all in on the tree and immediately smoke afterwards.
I think they saw that, maybe.
Yeah, I think there was some lingering vision for sure.
I mean, honestly, BetBoom, they're just standing on the observer anyway. I'm sure they're always ready for Liquid to smoke into them at this point.
They don't necessarily know where Liquid's going to go.
3v5.
Oh, they're running into the Hawk, but they don't have the vision. They actually burrow strike through now, but it's a bit too late. They've caught Seneko, but they can't burst him down fast enough. Instead, it's the Bat Rider who dies. They relocate in on the other side. Matumin's going to chase after the Skywrath Mage, but Zai and Insania are caught inside the arena right now. They need the help. The cheese goes up, and Tumaman on top of Dahak, trying to win this man fight. Dahak says, I'm not going to need it. Oh, the cookie, no! Matumaman faces the wrong direction. A critical kill they absolutely had to have there.
The Hawk's looking for the back line.
He is. He's going to try and TP in last second to see if he can catch another one.
But meanwhile, your base cap.
The base is gone. Megas are out. They needed that kill on Dahak specifically because the risk involved going outside of your base. They needed to get everything they possibly could.
That's the power of Roshan's in this patch. The cheese keeping him alive, letting him TP out. The base goes down during all of that. The Lincolns did block that Sprout, but not enough damage in the tank to deal with this Wind Ranger and Furion when everybody's locked in the arena.
Yeah.
I mean, Mickey just got absolutely melted on that initiation.
Yeah, he really did. Sineko, he was the one who picked up the refresher shard, so we can look forward to perhaps double winner curses.
And you know what that was? It was a full Hex on Force Major. I was looking for where that came out.
Oh, that, yeah.
Just didn't get BKB off because of the quickness of that.
Shackle
Yep,
shot,
cool.
Lincolns, that's going to break. Sprout
They
doesn't go
end the
down.
game.
They do actually get the Sprout. They're going to be able to get the Spear as well. The magic damage is coming in. The relocate, there is none. No save whatsoever for this Razor. They're going to buy back on Zai as well. But BetBoom's like, okay, have fun dealing with Megas. We're just going to reset.
Yeah, we're chilling. I mean,
Big chill.
Refresher chart on Mars. Full Gleipnir on this Wind Ranger.
Yeah, yeah.
Worked on my pronunciations. Don't flame me here.
You got to put a little I in there. Gleipnir.
You can do it from now on. I'll just keep a pause there and you can fill it in.
Focus Fire kills advanced cooldown by 20 seconds. So now, if he does get a kill with that Focus Fire, which considering his current damage is very likely,
Get
then
another
he's
one.
just going to be able to get another one almost right away.
I mean, at this point, he might only need one though. Matumba Man, no buyback. And again, he is their team at this point. That's what it feels like.
Yep.
All they have to do is lock down this Razor, make sure the reload doesn't save him. It feels like that might just be the game. Even Trickster Cloak on this noticed Mars. A lot of ways for BetBoom to initiate.
Yeah, and he's the one with the Refresher Shard now,
Snako.
passed over by Sineko.
Thinking about it.
Yeah, looking for that opportunity.
A little de-warding.
The Hawk's ready to go when necessary. He's also trying to farm up his Swift Blink.
I think BetBoom goes with this Aegis. You still got 3 minutes.
Might as well. Shackle Shot attempted.
That was just the warning shackle, you know?
Gleipnir does manage to catch. They're going to force out the BKB from Matumba Man.
All right, no BKB now. I think this is your opening to try and end this game here.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know how they deal with this one. Instania's
Laurel
going to have to
knows.
get the relocate. They're going to immediately, Laurel trying to track down Instania as quick as possible. The arena does do a really good job. Matumba Man uses BKB to be able to get out of it. He doesn't have the IO. Notice is going to be going down to this Razor, but at the same time, Matumba Man is in deep,
crowded.
and now he is susceptible to Hawk, who just turns and lays in the damage, eats the cheese right before Zai can make his initiation. Denied once again by the Spear. No Burrow Strike opportunity. Zai looking to be able to skitter away while Mickey and Bache deal with Laurel, and the throne is also exposed at the same time. Mickey, struggling to get back to the fountain, does do so, but there is no savior for the Ancient. That is going to be game 2 with BetBoom.